we'll see exactly how things permeate as we go through the day. But we are getting into drafts, so let's have a look. GIANTX on the blue side, they're going to get rid of Pantheon, Vi, and Akali, whereas KCB on the red side will get rid of Yone, Orianna, and Varus.
That first pick is granted to GX, and they will start off the draft with an Azir. So in a game like this, sometimes we may see teams experiment. It looks like GX looking to lock in. They want to make sure that they are primed and ready, because we're straight into playoffs next week. You know, the schedule is changing. Next week, we're not on Saturday and Sunday. We are on Monday and Tuesday.
Yes, just for that 1 week.
Just for that 1 week. And then we have a crazy week of League of Legends. After that, we go straight into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yep, 4 days of League.
Yeah.
Or Riftbound if you're going to Bologna, like some cool kids.
Yep, and so there is a lot of action, esports happening. Some paper sports, I don't know.
I mean,
does that fall under esports?
I mean, it's close enough. Close enough. We'll see if KCB pick off a Lightning Helix from the top or something for this game. Instead, Yunara Rumble, no real surprises there, although Towers only played the Rumble once already this split. It's often banned against KCB in about 40% of their games when they are on this red side. Yukino, I think, has been the standout performer for KCB, so we'll see what they decide to give him in the jungle. It's a Sion and a Jarvan. Okay, GIANTX, we see what you're doing. Front to back with a little bit of engage. Good times. I need to check this. Wasn't Sion kind of undefeated in the LEC until that last game?
Really?
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have a quick look to make sure.
That's fine.
But I think Baus may have been the... yeah, he's the first LEC Sion loss this year.
Wow. And the Mundo win rate just
no, Wonder lost on it. This hasn't updated. So he's the second. Baus and Wonder. 2 G2 teammates from the MSI winning squad. That's true. Losing on Sion.
Let's see if Lot can keep the positive win rate going for Sion, or what will happen here is Taliyah going to be the last pickup for KCB. Kamiloo, we've been seeing a bunch of that from him so far this split. Looks like AD carries are going to be the target for KCB, which makes a ton of sense as the draft disappears. Now, fortunately, I can still see it. So what I do know is that nothing else has happened.
So we've had another ban, but we'll see where we go from there. So we've got a Caitlyn ban and an Ambessa ban.
Ambessa has been banned on the side of GX.
At the moment, the comps are... Oh, it's back up on the screen.
We're back. There you go.
Azir, Jarvan, Sion with an Ambessa ban, and Yunara, Rumble, Taliyah with a Caitlyn
perhaps.
Ban. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh god, they're going to take that away from Noah. You've always got to be mindful of this Kai'Sa. I was going to say, I'm personally not a fan of Azir plus Jarvan.
Okay.
I feel like they want to do 2 different things.
But you could put someone in the cage and then throw them out of the cage, and that's how you win the Royal Rumble.
But typically...
Or Hell in a Cell.
How often do you see Jarvan use his ult as a peel tool?
Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, if you're on the retreat, you ult and then you EQ out.
Sure.
It's just like, you guys stay there, I'm going to go.
In my experience, Jarvan usually uses that ult as like an engaged tool, and then people flash out of it.
And then the Emperor's Divide
But then
goes
I often find that Azir and Jarvan are just too far away from each other to really work in tandem with one another.
So you're saying teams are bad? Because they could just get closer.
Sure, I mean, sure. What he does act as is a fairly decent front line and a very good engaged tool, so I think pairing Ezreal and Azir is always good. But this one, I mean, they're hovering the Kai'Sa. You can see Noah thinking about it, and that's where I'm thinking, like, okay, Jarvan Kai'Sa, that makes a ton of sense to me, but then why have we got Azir?
Yeah.
And so
I get you. I think the Azir, like, you kind of know Kamiloo's going to pick the Taliyah into it, so maybe Jack is just very confident in his ability to play that matchup. The Nautilus does a similar thing to the Jarvan, just kind of wants to go in alongside the Kai'Sa, and as soon as you lock the Kai'Sa, you do want the Nautilus alongside it. I think Kai'Sa loses the early push into Yunara because of Yunara's Q, Cultivation of Spirit, just allows her to quite easily push out the wave, especially after she's got the Carl that keeps her sustained up as well. And there is the Rell alongside it for KCB. Now, Nautilus can interrupt the Rell when she goes for those engages. You can hook her out of her crash down, but good Rells are able to navigate their way around that. And it looks like both teams kind of just going for relatively traditional comps at the moment. Less tankiness on KCB.
I mean, you're saying that there's an Aatrox jungle.
Yeah, but like, it's 2026,
yeah,
buddy.
I understand,
Stop, get your head out of the
Okay, let's
past.
use the word traditional, okay? Traditional implies we see it fairly often and it's standard. Do you want to stats tell me how many
Aatrox jungles we've had this split?
We've seen? I feel like it's going to be 4.
Okay,
I think there's
how many
one
games
of Yike, there's one from...
It's 7, Betty.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened as commonly as like an Ambessa jungle or almost as a Mundo jungle.
Really?
Yeah.
That common?
Yeah, Mundo Jungle has 9, and Besta Jungle has 5.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, there you go.
A lot of like Skew1's played it. Tao, I mean, this is top lane.
That's top lane.
Yeah, no, but I did look at jungle. It just showed me all of the matches.
That's fine.
Anyway, that's enough about Bitcoin. Yeah, it's enough of a tangent. The higher seed has a right of first selection for playoffs as well, which is quite nice all around. So if GIANTX can get into one of those 1-2 spots, if they can manage to mangle their way there somewhere, or I mean 3-4 is still solid for them overall. As we get onto Summoner's Rift for the second game of the day. For KCB playing for Pride, I think KC fans have had a lot of pride in this roster, right? Like, they've done a really good job across the course of the split, even if they haven't quite been able to make the same waves as someone like a Lost Returns, but I don't think anyone expected them to.
The debut of KC, they were last place.
Yes.
Right? And now look at them, right? First place. You know, and so
KCB do not have the same time.
That's
in which,
true.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that, like, having your debut be last place, I don't think you should think of as the end of the world. Like, this is an opportunity for a lot of these players that I think you just have to make the most of, and I really like that interview we did with Hazel, I think last week, where he basically just said, yeah, like, it's not been easy, but we got a lot of experience. The bot lane's just going to trade that barrier, as we often see in the early laning phase. But ultimately, I have high hopes for them in the future. I think that this has been a promising start, and I hope that they get given more opportunities in the future. I feel like Yukino is a player that many teams are keeping their eyes on. And in the ERLs, I expect this team to be quite the powerhouse with the experience that they've been able to garner off the back of competing here in the LEC. You have to imagine they got some pretty good practice. In the meantime, in this early laning phase, it looks like that GX's bottom lane gets the early level 2.
Yeah, hook coming in from Jun as well as they try and trade onto Prime. Both the barriers were exchanged earlier on. Heal did come out from Prime as well during that initial exchange, so another summoner down. I did see that Jun had gone Font of Life on the Nautilus, which does give you a little bit more sustain for your AD carry and for anyone else when you are landing those hooks. But often you go Shield Bash if you think you can get the extended trades out, because your Tyson's Wrath Shield does just allow you to really smack the enemy carries as good staggering blows them onto Prime. Hazel will trade back onto Noah, but overall Jun and Noah having control of the lane for now.
Nice push, nice control.
And that's what the Nautilus gives you a bit more of in this lane, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this has been, this is your traditional pairing. Kai'Sa Nautilus we've been seeing for a very long time, especially given the synergy it applies with her passive as well, right? So, nice to see Kamiloo, though, getting nice pressure in the mid lane. I've seen this matchup many times before, and I think that on Taliyah, it's really important that you play hyper-aggressive into the Azir. You don't give him the luxury of having like a comfortable lane. You can see about a 4 CS lead, nothing too major, but a lead nonetheless. So Kamiloo going to be committing to his first base. Jackie's going to look to do the same thing. Small pot advantage for Kamiloo. He actually sells that to pick up the refillable, so both mid laners largely going to come back into lane with similar itemization. Bot Crab going to go the way of Yukino, it looks like.
Yeah. You can see Isma actually already recalled, went back, got himself a long sword and a ruby crystal, and was like, I know I'm going top. I know I don't really want to try and fight the Aatrox this early on, so Yukino will be able to get that crab, and now he's looking for a flank down towards this bottom side. The wave is crashing in, though. He can dash across the wall. Don't really think you want a dive to materialize, and it looks like that's not going to happen at all. As, maybe Noah and Jun step up a little bit further. Kamiloo still trading onto Jackie's as much as he can. Meanwhile, Isma is here for that gank. Kamiloo holding on to the Unraveled Earth, so if Isma flag and drags, he can use that reactively. Seismic Shove keeps Isma at bay, and Yukino did just recall on the bot side.
So a bit of farm lost for Kamiloo, but no harm, no foul for the most part. This tower gets a very nice trade onto Lot.
Yeah, getting the Flame Splitter as you go into the danger zone, allowing you just to walk up and get those autos, and how do you trade back into me? It's literally fire. It's very difficult.
I mean, for a lot of people that also just don't play into Rumble much, it's really easy to underestimate how much damage his just auto attacks do when he overheats, right? Yeah. So obviously these top laners are quite familiar with it. That's why you saw Lot running away quite fast. But ultimately he's Sion. He's not particularly perturbed by such meager hindrances.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's died and come back to life. I don't think he cares about a few burns, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
The skin can't even react to it. He's a zombie, basically. Don't have that inflammatory response, right?
Is he a zombie?
He becomes a zombie, doesn't he? He's undead. Zombie war chief or something, right?
I mean, I guess by definition, that's just what a zombie is, right? Something that comes back from the dead.
Sure. There was a while in comic book history, I can't remember exactly when where they wouldn't call things zombies because of the commissioning boards who didn't like the word zombies. They're like, oh no, it's not, you know, religious enough for us, so we can't use the word zombie. And they changed it to like Zwambi or something, and they were just like, oh, there's some Zwambis here. Yeah, very weird.
What an interesting fun fact.
Well, I learned it on a podcast.
Wow.
It could be a lie, for all I know. I listened to the podcast.
I did not fact check
true.
this. I just heard this thing on a podcast, and now I assume it to be true. Well, right now, an early game, a quiet early game for both sides as full clears come through from the junglers, scaling on either side. Dragon hasn't really been looked at for either team, is it? Yeah, nope, they're both going to go back to base. I mean, not too surprising. It's a bit of a risky start. You can see some pings coming down from KCB considering a possible start. Pings from GX on the top side, expecting Yukino to be pathing towards those top camps.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is here, everyone's kind of happy just to get 6 and a first item.
Seems like
right?
it.
It's even first strike rumble. So he's just like, okay, you know, I'll collect as much gold as I can off lot. He uses the unstoppable onslaught. Now he's going to get chased away by Tao, but in the end, both of them just really wanted to clear the wave. There is a small threat of a dive with Isma going and picking up this topside Scuttle Crab. Will hit level 6 off that. Yukino unable to get there in time, so he's going to be a level behind for a little while. His top camps are coming up in the next minute or so. So you can see Yukino probably having to cover towards this topside for a second, make sure he knows where Isma is so that Tao isn't at risk. Emperor's Divide coming out. Kamiloo flashing after it hits him. Jackie's his low mana, but there's the Cataclysm follow-up. And look at it, Betty. Azir and Jarvan in perfect unity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was well played, yeah. I mean, we'll see if that unity continues as the game continues. Nice hook comes through from Jun, but first blood secured by GX. It's a classic play by Azir. You get the flash out from the enemy mid laner, and then jungler shows up. Usually junglers don't show up that quickly, but hey, take what you can get. First blood goes over the way of GX. No dragons still, though, so it looks like we're not going for a super early dragon play. Yukino not really in a position to cross map.
Right, also, because he lost that topside Scuttle Crab, he was a level down until he was able to get his topside caps, right?
Good spot there,
camps,
good
so
spot.
It's a little bit trickier for him to go for those cross maps. He needs to clear from top to bot to get back to that. Now a couple of pings coming out on the Dragon, so this is where Yukino is like, okay, we do have the ultimate advantage. We've got a Weaver's Wall, we've got a World Ender, and we have Hazel and Prime coming in with the push. I had a small think more about the Shield Bash not being on Nautilus. It doesn't work as well when you're playing into a Rell because she's got the Shadowing Strike, so Shield Bash becomes a little bit harder to use effectively. As KCB will take the Dragon, or at least start it up. Collapse is beginning. Jun only level 5, does have the flash, could look for a flash hook, but with the smite coming down, KCB take it, and GIANTX will, you know, just go back to their lanes. They should get the push in here on bot, but not too much loss for the KCB bot.
I don't really know what the plan was there for GX, because I mean, they didn't have anything.
Sure.
So, I guess I get a little bit annoyed when teams just kind of spectate an objective going down.
Betty, our whole job is spectating objectives.
No, okay, yeah, but that's our job.
Oh,
it's
sure.
not theirs.
I mean, yeah, I understand the logic.
And yeah, I'd rather they just, you know, they could have pushed bots, they could have pushed mid, he could have full cleared his camp, they could have based. A lot of other things they could have done.
Unstoppable onslaught used in the top lane there. I don't think a lot connected. It actually looks like Tao flashed away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Jun looking to see if perhaps he can find a good hook. Yukino chasing him down. There's the dredge line away. Jun still stunned up with the Shadowing Strike. With the Seismic Shove coming in, he has to burn a flash of his own.
Yukino looks like he's eyeing up a play. Not going to find much, though. The Q1 will connect. Isma's made his way down. He's now in the river. They
Emperor's Divide going out. Kamiloo caught out. Doesn't have the flash. He'll fall first. And thought he had more protection with Prime and Yukino being around, but unable to be protected from a good Emperor's Divide out of Jackie's.
I thought that the ulti had been used there by Hazel defensively against Noah, who was looking for a fight, but both AD carries just trading the HP bars as GX do find another successful kill onto Kamiloo. The Jarvan now 2-0-0. Great start for an early game jungler like J4 to just get him ahead. He's going to have a lot more power, especially as the Dragon spawns in 3 minutes time, but perhaps they consider using this advantage to set their sights on the Grubs. Camps are on the top side of the map for Isma as well. Jackie's, though, not with a huge amount of mana. Obviously, he hasn't gone back to base yet. Does have his TP available.
Yeah, I think with Jun moving across, they'll likely look to push this out, have Jackie's TP back, and then play towards the Grubs. Both the supports now level 6. You can see Prime opening up through the mid lane as well. Looks like Yukino wants another camp. There's a Sundered Sky advantage on Isma, where Yukino is yet to complete his first item, so might be that they decide they can't really fight around this first objective. Good dredge line. Shadowing Strike still going to connect. Magnet Storm for the pullback. Jun has no flash, does still have the heal, has the aftershock as well. Depth charge down onto Kamiloo. Isma there for the chase with the flag drag and the knock-up. Can still chase him down here with the Cataclysm, but with Prime coming in and Yukino there, Jun's going to fall, so is Kamiloo. Jackie's TP's in. Hazel here to bolster the attack, but Noah's going to join the fray. Hazel dashes away. Yukino needs to do the same. A Killer Instinct in! Immediately locked up by Prime with a Shadowing Strike. The ward's going down. The Oracle stops the vision for Noah, but Jackie slides and glides, and Hazel falls as he flashes into the the Wolf Pit. Isma there to chase Prime out, and GIANTX winning out on the fight.
I mean, Jun has to lose his life, but that was a worthwhile trade for GX as they get themselves 2 kills. A nice skirmish goes their way as KCB, I think they tunnel just a little too hard onto getting that kill onto Jun. They spent a lot of time securing that extra kill, and I think it just cost them too much. We look back at this play, and it's an initiation onto Jun at the start. They don't really have the damage though. Kamiloo's just used everything to clear out that mid wave. He's waiting on those cooldowns to come back. He doesn't have them just yet. Nice sidestep from Jun. Finally, he throws the ultimate out. Then Kamiloo gets targeted. Rather than peel for Kamiloo, they turn their attention on Jun. Now it's a 1-for-1, but they say they can fight longer. I think if they just disengaged at this point, they probably would have been fine, but they looked for more, and it cost them.
Yukino going to start up the grubs as TP coming towards the top side as Isma looks for his next target. 3-0. Alonso out from Lot as he chases onto Tau. Flash forward, looking for the slow here as well. With an equalizer down, Yukino might be able to turn it around onto Lot. Tanks a couple of tower shots. The Infernal Chain's going to pull him back, and there's the Q3 with the Darkin Blade. Yukino gets his second of the game. Okay,
so a 1-for-1 trade. At the very least, this Aatrox is beginning to get stronger. The only downside is that Jarvan is a full level ahead of him and has been involved in every single kill that has happened on the map. Isma being as proactive as he can to build a healthy lead for GX. Yukino gonna steal away his blue buff though. At the very least, a small trade back in his favor, but really the whole map is going the way of GX. The fact that Hazel ended up falling, Jackie's picking up that kill. He's now got a 1.3k individual lead over Kamiloo. And this is it, is already ramping up so fast with that mid lane quest completed as well.
Yeah, doing a good job of getting Kamiloo's flash off cooldown as often as possible, and then having the follow-up of Isma and Jun hovering around that mid lane means that Kamiloo's always had to play pretty far back. Nash's Tooth already complete for Jackie's. And Hazel is waiting here in the wings. Isma around the corner as well. Looks like Jun might just go up into this jungle. Hazel back underneath this tower. Prime spots them. Hex flash forward from Jun. Underneath the tower though, Shadowing Strike and the interrupt. Hazel transcends and down goes Jun, but immediately the dive in. The barrier from Hazel enough. Isma not tanking enough tower shots to fall himself, but the dive caught off very sharpish from GIANTX.
Yeah, an ambitious play from Jun as he hex flashes over the wall. But now
Lot has no flash, used it trying to kill Tau before, and it's an easy enough repeat gank for Yukino, who will get the kill, I think with the chains proc there. Or maybe with the red buff, as now he turns his attention over to the grubs. Already picked up one of these to make it 2 and 3. They're sacrificing the Drake for this KCB.
Yeah, you could see that Kamiloo was fishing. Maybe he thought, oh, if I can get a kill onto Isma, maybe this could be a play, but he's got to catch that mid wave. The bot lane is basing. They can't afford to overstay, especially with their jungler on the top side of the map. So instead, it will be a 1-for-1 in terms of dragons. Nice to see KCB getting a few kills for themselves, though, punishing some of the over-aggression that we've been seeing from GX. I expect Tau to just drop his ulti here to just catch this extra wave, go back to base real quick, spend what gold he's been able to build up for himself. KCB still behind in gold. A lot of it is in the mid lane just because of, well, Kamiloo has been targeted largely.
Look how far Noah ahead is as well. Almost 1.5k himself.
Oh, yeah.
Because of how far Hazel's had to stand back in that lane. Like, Noah's just been able to pick up plates, been able to pick up a couple of extra waves of CS as well, and Hazel having to be very defensive overall. It's unfortunate for him that Prime got the kill of Jun underneath the tower.
Oh, absolutely.
Hazel would have been very happy to take that one himself.
Yeah, Hazel has had to move over to the mid lane as well without having completed his quest. I imagine he has to be relatively close, given that we are at about 14 minutes into the game. But not an ideal spot to be in, as now GX is mounting up the pressure. Another plate secured in the top side of the map. Herald spawning in about 45 seconds. You have to imagine that GX will want to grab that objective for themselves. Right now they've got good vision coverage around that side of the map. Mid lane continues to be pushed in by Jackie's, who's just so strong on this Azir already. Things looking good for GX.
Yeah, overall really good spot for them. The question is how much impact Tau can have as the game goes on. A good equalizer onto a Kai'Sa, onto an Azir can at least make them use their tools to escape as the Decimating Smash comes out from Lot, but doesn't land the knock-up. Did have to use that unstoppable onslaught alongside it, so Tao very much winning out on these top lane in the bot lane trades, Vedi.
Absolutely. 5 more seconds. Good position from GX. Reset came through from Jun. He's going to replenish those wards. Wards.
Noah forced to run away here. Infernal Chains aren't going to connect. Doesn't burn the flash. Uses the Killer Instinct afterwards. And that's a big ultimate out before a Rift Herald fight. Tao resetting as well. Does have the TP. So's a lot. So both of them will come back to the fight at about full HP. Tao holding on to that equalizer. Leandri's double amped home. TP's into the back of the pit.
Right.
Isma and Jun are looking. Gonna land the dredge line onto Prime, and Prime is down before the fight even really materializes. Cataclysm in, depth charge going down onto Yukino as well. In the end, KCB should leave this one. Hazel can't get across here easily. Another hook going down. There's the equalizer on the backline. Slice and shove, not gonna connect. Kamiloo already very low, but Isma's burned to a crisp with the TP coming in from Lot. Now KCB disengage. A good dredge line again from Jun. Emperor's Divide will catch out Yukino, and GIANTX collapse on the fight.
Yeah, Prime just steps a little too far forward, and he doesn't respect how quickly GX can engage. You also highlighted, Medic, how difficult it was for Hazel to really approach that fight because all of the GX members were on the top side of the river while he was stuck in mid. These are some of the coordination issues that we've seen from KCB this split, some of that lack of experience that we've been seeing affect them. GX was just in a much better position. They punished effectively the setup of KCB, and then they converted it into a very dominant teamfight win. They got 3 kills overall with the Herald to boot as well. And this is what we're talking about positioning-wise. Prime gets the passive proc on the Celestial opposition, and then the re-engage comes through. An early ult from Isma. And at this point you're thinking, oh, it's 3 versus 3. KCB thinks maybe we can still fight this. A nice hook once again from Jun, locks down Kamiloo. He's getting very low, he's forced to back away. And you think, okay, they get this kill, maybe they can turn it into something more, but the arrival of Lot means, this is a little bit dangerous now. Jackie's with a really nice punish as Yukino tries to help his top laner out, but ultimately it ends in despair. 8-5 the kills now, a healthy gold lead for GX as they look to secure themselves a spot in the top 4.
And as much as we praise Yukino throughout this split, and he's had a relatively good game, going back in there to try and help his top laner, definitely a mistake. Like, Tao was dead. Shouldn't really be stepping back into that sort of position, and Jackie's well and truly punished him for it. Noah now with a 2,000 gold lead on this Kai'Sa. Kraken Ginsu's already complete for him. He is in such a strong spot, has not lost on the Kai'Sa this year in LEC Versus, and across the course of his career, it's his 4th most played with a 60% win rate, Vedi. So no real surprises that GIANTX are very willing to put a lot of eggs in the Noah basket.
Yeah, I mean, Noah Kai'Sa, man. Trying through pick. Jun, though, talking about positioning, but awkward for him.
Crashdown's going to come out. Death Charge used as well. He's going to have the Aftershock, but he still gets burnt by Tao. Another kill going, first kill going over to the Rumble. Drake up in 16 seconds. Not great timing there from Jun. It's the second time this game we've seen a support caught out with an objective on the cards for either team. I
mean, let's not forget Jun also Hex flashed underneath the tower bot lane. Obviously, that was a coordinated play, but coordination wasn't quite there from GX earlier on.
Mildly off as the equalizer comes out from Tao. Just clearing this wave. Unstoppable Onslaught will get locked to safety. That's kind of all he wants to do. Make sure he's got the push in, get the ultimate out of Tao, and then makes it a lot harder for Tao to influence the other parts of the fight. Drake will be taken by KCB. GIANTX not going to contest it without their support, who has been one of their primary engage tools in most of these fights. His dredge lines have been on point, as you say, has been caught out a couple of times though.
Yeah, overall, a solid game.
Good flashing from Jackie's. Kamiloo has not had a fun time at all on the Taliyah in this game. Jackie's constantly finding him when he doesn't have that flash up.
We're just continuing to see why Azir is such a staple in the pro play. He does everything: side lane, wave clear, scaling, engage, disengage. He's the whole parcel. Soon he'll be a jungler, I'm sure.
I'm just very glad he never went through the Victor Grasp of the Undying. Oh, did he? Was there a Azir
He's
Grasp?
Played, yes, he has. He's played every Keystone as well. There is
no Guardian, though. You leave that to Impact, as Yukino gets hooked with the dredge line. He's going to land the Dark in Blade. Riftel's going to charge in here and take out the tower, but Yukino's able to escape from the Cataclysm. Still the turret going over to GIANTX, and Isma. He's going for red buff.
He's using it to get to his camps faster. Is that even faster?
Probably.
Probably.
I think if he'd actually avoided the wall, it would have been a lot faster.
Maybe.
But yeah, In the end, Rifthold wasn't really going to get a second charge in anyway, so he's willing just to get to his red buff as quickly as possible. And a 3,000 lead for 3,000 gold lead for GIANTX. Tao is almost 2k ahead on this Rumble. He's kind of the small breath of light for KCB with the Bloodletters and the Andrews complete. If that sticks, if that sits on Jackie's, on Noah, I mean on anyone, for GIANTX, is going to burn them pretty rapidly. Only Lot really with the tankiness to survive through it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking for ways in which KCB can come back into this game, and ultimately it's that unfortunate position where you're relying on your opponents making a mistake. It feels like this Azir is just far too strong. Noah has too much of a lead on the Kai'Sa, and if you ever try to force a fight, unless you can one-shot one of these carries, it's going to be a difficult play, and they've already set their sights onto Kamiloo once again. He will clear out that wave quickly enough, though, that he's going to be able to get away to safety. Kamiloo can smell that there is a jungler in the area. He's already experienced it enough in this game. Ward's going to be dropped by Prime, but that'll be quickly cleared out as GX continue to control this top side.
Yukino using the time to try and get himself some more gold. Steals away the bottom side. Scuttle Crab was looking for the Razor Beaks as well, but now looks towards mid. If they can get Noah, it's a big kill for them. TP coming behind as well as it's Tao who's going to join the fight. Jun trying to get away. Inferno Chain's going to land on him. Cataclysm Flash out from Isma. And now they go in with the Magnet Storm. Isma will fall. And KCB might turn their attentions towards the Baron. They'll start it up immediately. Question is, do GIANTX want a bit of this? Do you want a piece of the fight? Do you want a little bit of spice? Noah,
it's
so
slow.
fed. It is very slow. No Flame Spitter being used by Tao, holding on to the spells in case a fight begins. Dredgeline wide, Unstoppable Onslaught coming in. Lot holds it up short. Equalizer on the backline, clips onto Noah and onto Jackie's. Yukino getting chunked out as well. 5,000 on the Baron right now.
Hang on now.
Side shove on a couple of the Emperor's Divide coming out as well, but Jackie's going to fall first. Noah still on the backline, trying to get onto Kamiloo. The barrier out from Noah. Killer Instinct in. Kamiloo flashes the wall. Lot in his zombie form, unable to do anything. A triple for Yukino, and KCB bite back.
Hang on just a minute now. KCB have just found a beautiful team fight around the Baron, and what was a 3k gold lead has been reduced to 500. Isma gets caught with a nice TP and collapse coming through from Kamiloo as well. Isma burns an early flash, Prime catches him out, and all 5 members are grouped up around the Baron. Now, all Jets need to do is use their range, but it's hard. Look at the positioning of Jackie's. The knockback that's going to come through from Kamiloo is the key difference maker. Here it is, connects to the crash down. We're back at the
Jun caught again. Locked up in the Magnet Storm, no escape for him.
What's going on?
Drake's up in a minute's time. KCB have evened out the gold. They have 2 Drakes to 1. And like, what? Yukino is 7-1 on this Aatrox, Vedi.
I mean, this is why GX is a really frustrating team for me. Like, I want to say they're good, but they do this stuff all the time. And but it's so weird. They're just getting caught out so randomly, it feels. Like, it doesn't even feel like that they're setting up for a play in mind and then a team punishes them in that setup. KCB correctly just punishes them and like, you're where you're not supposed to be, dude. This doesn't make any sense. I'll take the kills. I'll take the Baron. The goal difference is now gone. And also, the thing about these catch-up situations, right? Look at the XP. Full level advantage for Tao. Yep. You've now got an Aatrox who was a level behind, now the same as Isma. You've got Kamiloo, who is still about half a level behind, but Hazel, a full level up on Noah as well.
Yep. I think all credit to KCB. We talked about it in the draft. Their mid-game decision-making has been where they faltered a lot of the time. And here, they've made a couple of really good mid-game decisions.
Oh, here we go.
Now they're starting up the Drake. Isma in the back of the pit. Weaver's Wall out will separate Noah and Jackie's. Isma needs to get out as well as Noah dives in with a killer instinct. Hazel able to dodge across the wall. The damage onto Lot is huge as he dives in, but Hazel still takes him. 1-for-1 the exchanges. We've already seen Jun go down as well. Noah on the wrong side of dodge. He's just going to die to this tower. Tries to supercharge his way away. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the Drake, because Noah's just going to die to tower anyways. Drake was taken and is by KCB. Noah able to escape and was divided onto Kamiloo. The flag and drag in. Yukino needs to do a lot of work here because there's 2 damage dealers to 1. Prime runs for the hills as Yukino escapes as well. In the end, KCB get the Drake, and most of them get out alive.
I mean, it's a 3-for-2, but again, you put yourself on soul point now. Yukino continues to get stronger. This Aatrox is becoming a real problem, but the coordination from GX, I mean,
I'd have to have another look at the fight, because that was just a a clump of messiness.
It certainly was. I mean, I can tell you right now, Jarvan ultimate on top of a Rumble ultimate. That Rumble ain't yours.
Jackie has to realize here, Isma's on his way across as well, and Tao now needs to get out because there's a TP behind him. Prime is coming in to try and help out his top laner, but wisely decides to back away. One death is still Prime, and it's all that KCB will give up in this bot side.
So a bit of a blunder there from Tao. His team can't really cross-map anyway. He overstayed his welcome on the bot side, and he's going to lose his life as a result. We look back at this fight. A great ulti from Kamiloo. Noah's forced to ult early. He almost takes our Hazel, but this Rumble ultimate is fantastic, forcing the Jarvan out early. Jackie's, bear in mind, really isn't involved in this fight at all.
I actually think the killer instinct from Noah puts him on entirely the wrong side of the fight.
Yeah, I mean,
he's separated from his entire team. Jackie's can't get in with the Emperor's Divide, and so he's just left away from the fight the entire time. Well, nothing he can do.
I have to imagine his logic is, I think that we can one-shot Hazel.
Yeah.
But Hazel beautifully dashes over the wall. Jun then force flashed over the wall to try and follow it up. They do end up getting the kill because Noah gets a nice snipe, but yeah, I mean, that was an overforce from GX, and I mean, it does feel like a degree of disrespect coming through the way that they approach some of these fights. The fact that they would so confidently dive in on a play where Jackie's really can't get involved is, I mean, you need this Azir in these fights.
Maybe just a little bit of miscommunication as well. Jackie's does still have a 4K lead over
That's
Kamiloo.
what I mean, yeah.
And Noah still has a 2,000 gold lead as well. He's almost the whole item up. It's going to be Dusk and Dawn next for Noah. He's gone Kraken, Ginsu's, and Nash's Tooth. Hazel scaling into the game, albeit slowly with 3 items himself. But Tao and Yukino, the game on their backs for KCB as Isma begins to step in here. Next Baron up in about 80 seconds time. Tao will get another tower and a level lead over Lot. In fact, an entire level for him as Isma here with the Guardian Angel just dashes away. Prime and Yukino are looking for something here.
Whoa.
Yukino going in very deep. There's the Cataclysm as well with the Weaver's Wall. TP coming in from Tao. Yukino has to flash out, even using that World Ender. Jackie's caught up in the Magnus Storm, the Equalizer on top of it as well. The Emperor's Divide will buy him a bit of time, but he's going to burn. Not quite enough for Tao to take him out. In the end, GIANTX do manage to extricate themselves from the situation, and they'll have a TP advantage with Lot having used his Tao having used his to get into the fight.
The only problem I see for KCB is that was a big commitment of resources. So Prime's flash, now gone.
Yeah.
With Dragon in 2 minutes and Baron in 40 seconds, that's such a valuable summoner spell.
They did get Jackie's flash for
Yeah,
it.
I mean, that's the trade,
Yeah.
right? And ultimately, they need to make it worth it. But if we think about the hardest part of this comp, it's getting on top of that Azir.
Agreed.
So we'll see how much it impacts. I think Tao's going to have to be very deliberate with his ultimate. I'd like to see him just focus on Jackie's to make it as hard as possible for this Azir to play the fight, because as you highlighted earlier, 3.5k is the gold lead, a death cap finish on him. He's working towards the Void Staff. This is the man you need to deal with, and I mean, Tao's in a position to do it.
Yes, he is. Yukino burning his flash alongside Isma in that last play as well means that this won't be up for the Baron that has now spawned. For KCB, what a way to leave LEC Versus if they manage to pick up this win. As you say, GIANTX have been consistently inconsistent, but still a team sitting at 6 and 4, still a team that have been battling at the top of the table for the entire split. GIANTX, they clip the Baron, but don't really want to go all in on it. They'll clear out the ward in the back of the pit. Jackies will take that one down.
I do want to come back to this draft conversation a little bit though, because again, like, I think we're seeing more and more how the comp wants to just do 2 different things. You've got a Sion and Azir that want to play a front to back, and you've got a Kai'Sa and a Jarvan that want to dive on the back line, and you've got an Analyst that kind of has to decide between which of the 2 does he actually play towards. And I think this is how KCB can take advantage of GX in the fights, because every time they dive into an Aatrox, I feel like Yukino is very happy. When you close the distance against this champ, it makes it much easier for him to execute, but right now we're facing off in the mid lane.
Kamiloo going to get chipped out. There's the Cataclysm in as Hazel now needs to get out. Depth charge onto him as well. We'll knock up Yukino, who's used that World Ender. Shield on him. We'll pop him up and keep him alive for now, but Drake up in 3 seconds, and GIANTX have forced KCB away.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a quick engage from GX. They ult immediately onto both Hazel and Yukino. Then the Azir chunks them down. And that's the Azir utilizing the range to his advantage. Good damage initially, makes it very difficult for KCB to approach the objective, and ultimately it denies the soul away. Now Baron becomes the main point of contention. Both teams going to continue to scale up as that 4th item now going to be completed for Noah. A very scary Kai'Sa indeed. Still a level behind Hazel, who's, I mean, very much a threat of his own. He wants to get a little bit more gold to complete that Infinity Edge. Once he gets it, I feel like he's going to start melting that Jarvan.
Really is. If you're a Na'Vi or a Vitality fan sitting at home, you're actually cheering for KCB in this game. We talked a little bit about how we don't quite know exactly where teams will be placed in the playoffs. If KCB win, Na'Vi will end up second and Vitality will end up third. We wouldn't be sure of where GIANTX finish until later results. If GIANTX win, it's all still a little bit up in the air depending on where teams place around them. But now GIANTX are using the tools in their arsenal. 4 items on Noah with that Dusk and Dawn complete. Almost 4 as well for Jack. He must be so close to finishing that Void Staff. Has been sitting on that component Lightning Jewel for a while. And there we are. I expect Void Staff on this recall. Noah's going to start up the Baron with Dusk and Dawn and the Plasma procs going.
Oh, they're melting this.
Goes down so quickly. Vision needed for Yukino. Has the control. Puts it in the back of the pit. Can try and Umbral Trespass across this wall. Can go in with the dash. Tau getting locked up. Weaver's Wall on the backside as well. Yukino just looking for the Baron. There's the equalizer as well. A great seismic jump! GIANTX started it! The KCB are damn well finishing it! The only one left standing is Noah, and Yukino does not want that to happen. Yukino on the chase. It's an ace! KCB, take a bow!
That was a flawless execution from KCB. A perfect ult from Prime into a perfect team fight and a Baron steal to be the icing on the cake. Just like that, KCB is going to end the game.
What a moment for KCB taking down GIANTX in their final game of LEC Versus. What a fight. What a way to close it out. They'll go back to the LFL, but for now they are victors in the LEC. KCB continue to build the blue wall.